Beloved, the universe is a mighty mirror, reflecting back to you the words you speak, the thoughts you think, and the faith you hold within your heart. Every vibration, every utterance, every declaration is a seed cast into the fertile soil of spirit. And the moment you speak with faith, the universe bends to obey, for it recognizes only the language of divine authority. There are 3 words. Simple, yet filled with infinite power. When spoken with unwavering conviction, they unlock doors, remove obstacles, and summon forth blessings long prepared for you. These words carry the frequency of command, not of pleading, for the universe does not respond to begging. It responds to certainty, to the voice of one who knows their inheritance is abundance, love, and victory. When you speak these words, you step into the law of harmony. You align yourself with the invisible supply that has always been waiting for you. You do not chase. You do not force. You declare, and it is done. The moment the words are spoken, the unseen begins to rearrange, opportunities begin to appear, and people begin to move in your favor. You may have spoken many words in the past, words of fear, doubt, and limitation. Those too the universe has obeyed, for it is impartial, giving back to you exactly as you decree. But when you choose these 3 exact words, when you claim them from the authority of spirit, you cancel out the old seeds of lack and plant the new harvest of plenty. These words are not mere syllables. They are a spiritual decree. They hold the force of creative command. They do not ask if you are worthy. They proclaim that you are already chosen. They do not question whether the supply exists. They declare that the supply is already here. The universe waits for no one, yet it answers everyone. And it will answer you when you speak in faith. These words must be spoken aloud, not in hesitation, but with the calm certainty of one who knows that the unseen is far greater than the seen. Speak them as a law. Speak them as a command. Speak them as a child of infinite source, and you will see mountains move. The key, dear soul, is not to wonder how or when. The key is to rest in the knowing that it is done. The declaration itself carries the completion. The word spoken is the thing made manifest. All that is required of you is to stand firm, to refuse to be shaken by appearances, and to keep these words alive in your atmosphere until the manifestation crystallizes before your very eyes. The 3 exact words are your decree. They are your covenant. They are your command to the universe, and the universe, obedient and unchanging, responds without fail. Words spoken with faith become law to the universe. For the universe is but a vast and perfect mirror of your inner world, echoing back every declaration you release into the ethers. It does not reason, it does not debate, it simply responds with flawless obedience to the vibration of your voice, and the belief that rides upon it. To understand this truth is to hold the key to creation. For the spoken word carries within it the seeds of destiny. When one speaks casually, without thought, seeds of confusion may be sown. But when one speaks with deep conviction, with the faith that knows no wavering, those words become a decree that must come to pass. Faith is the power that turns language into law. Words without faith are mere sounds that dissipate into nothing. But words charged with faith take root in the invisible substance of spirit, and grow into tangible form. Imagine the voice as a brush and faith as the hand that guides it, painting upon the unseen canvas of life. Each statement becomes a stroke, and each stroke builds the picture of one's reality. A man may say, "I am always provided for." And if he believes it with unwavering assurance, the universe must answer with provision in ways both expected and unexpected. It may come as money, as opportunities, as helpful people, or as sudden inspiration. But it must arrive, for the law is unfailing. Likewise, if a person continually declares in faith that they are unloved or unsupported, then the universe must, without judgment, shape the circumstances to fit that decree. Words spoken with faith become law, whether they uplift or diminish. For the universe does not distinguish between what is desired and what is dreaded. It only hears the command carried on the vibration of belief. To speak with faith is not to speak in desperation or pleading tones. Begging carries no creative power, for it springs from doubt. Pleading is the language of fear, and fear is not the vibration of divine authority. Faith speaks calmly, directly, as if the result is already secured. Faith says, "It is so," and the universe obeys. Faith speaks from the place of knowing, not from the place of hoping. Hoping leaves room for uncertainty, but knowing seals the word as law. The man or woman who speaks with faith does not wonder if their decree will come to pass. They rest in the certainty that it already has, in the unseen, and will soon appear in the seen. The great truth is that everything you experience today was first spoken yesterday, whether consciously or unconsciously. Words you once uttered in jest or in complaint may have found fertile soil in the subconscious and grown into the reality you now walk through. But the good news is that new words, spoken with faith, can overwrite the old. Just as one command can replace another, your present decrees can replace the decrees of the past. No word of faith ever returns void. Once spoken, it sets into motion forces unseen, aligning circumstances, people, and events to bring forth the manifestation. Consider the farmer who plants a seed. He does not plant and then worry each day, digging it up to check if it is growing. He plants once and trusts the soil, the rain, and the sun to do their part. Likewise, words spoken with faith are planted in the soil of spirit. To continually question or doubt is to dig up the seed before it has time to sprout. The wise soul plants the word once, speaks it firmly, and then walks forward in expectancy, knowing that the harvest must come in its appointed season. Faith is the hand that unlocks the invisible storehouses of supply. Without it, words fall powerless to the ground, but with it, they are clothed in divine authority. Faith gives words weight. Faith gives words substance. Faith transforms mere utterance into spiritual command. And when the command is issued, the universe has no choice but to comply, for it is bound to obey the authority of faith-filled speech. Every miracle, every healing, every manifestation begins with a word spoken in faith. There is no limitation to this law. It is not restricted by distance, time, or circumstance. Words spoken in a small room can rearrange conditions on the other side of the world. Words spoken in solitude can summon opportunities that appear to be coincidence but are, in truth, the obedient outworking of the decree. Words spoken in stillness echo louder in the spiritual realm than shouts made without belief. It is the presence of faith that amplifies the word, not the volume of the voice. Those who understand this principle become careful guardians of their speech. They refuse idle words, for they know even idle seeds can grow. They refuse to declare defeat, lack, or despair, for they know such words, spoken with emotion, may fasten themselves into reality. Instead, they choose to fill their atmosphere with decrees of abundance, health, love, and victory, spoken as if they already exist, because in truth they do. Spirit is already complete. The universe already holds every supply. It awaits only the word of faith to draw it forth into visible form. Every moment of your life, you stand at the gateway of creation, with the power to release words that set the course of your destiny. When you speak with doubt, the gate closes, but when you speak with faith, the gate opens wide, and the treasures of the unseen begin to flow. The greatest discipline is to keep faith alive long enough for the word to fulfill itself, for too often the seed is planted with conviction, but later uprooted by fear, worry, or contradictory speech. To declare abundance one moment and complain of lack the next is to cancel the law. But to hold steady, to speak only the word of faith, to keep silence rather than utter contradiction, is to ensure the manifestation cannot fail. Words spoken with faith are not empty affirmations repeated without feeling. They are the living expression of belief. Even a single word, spoken once with faith, is stronger than 1,000 repetitions spoken in doubt. The creative force responds not to quantity but to quality, not to repetition but to conviction. When the heart and the word are aligned in certainty, the universe bends swiftly to obey. Faith makes the word alive, and the living word is law to the invisible realm the universe does not question. It only reflects your decree, for it is not a judge, nor a critic, nor a teacher that seeks to correct you. It is a flawless servant, an infinite mirror, and a boundless field of energy that has been designed to obey the vibration of your thought and word without hesitation. When you speak, when you imagine, when you hold an inner conviction, the universe receives it as law and responds with precision. It does not weigh whether the word is wise or foolish, uplifting or destructive. It simply takes what you decree and forms it into reality. The impartiality of the universe is both the most liberating truth and the most sobering one. For it means that every condition in life is but the reflection of one's inner decree, whether spoken aloud or silently held. The one who understands this principle walks carefully with words and thoughts, knowing that every decree sets into motion a chain of events. To say, "I am always delayed," is to summon delays, and the universe will not question whether you desire them. It will simply mirror the decree and align circumstances to make it so. To declare, "Nothing ever works out for me," is to send forth a command, and obediently, life will arrange itself to reflect that proclamation. But the one who decrees, "Everything always works in my favor," speaks into the same impartial universe, and it too must obey, aligning people, opportunities, and events to match the decree. The universe does not pause to say, "This one deserves more and this one deserves less." It does not discriminate, for its only role is reflection. This truth explains why so many live bound by cycles they do not wish for, repeating the same experiences again and again. They declare their limitations day after day, often without awareness. They speak of lack, they speak of struggle, they speak of sickness, and the universe, impartial and unquestioning, reflects it back. The law cannot be altered, it can only be used rightly or wrongly. Just as a mirror reflects your expression whether you smile or frown, the universe reflects your decree whether it is faith-filled or fear-filled. The reflection does not choose, it obeys. When you understand this, you begin to take dominion over your words. You no longer release careless phrases, for you know the cost. You no longer speak idly of defeat or limitation, for you know the universe does not take a joke. Words clothed in emotion are particularly potent, for emotion charges the decree with the fire of conviction. To cry out in anger or despair with strong feeling is to send forth a decree that can quickly manifest, just as words spoken in joy and gratitude manifest swiftly. The universe listens not to the logic of the mind, but to the vibration of the heart, and the heart gives life to the decree. The beauty of this law is that it empowers you fully. You are never at the mercy of chance, of fate, or of other people's decrees. Though others may speak over you, it is only your own decree, held with conviction, that shapes your world. No outside word has power unless you accept it and echo it within yourself. You alone are the commander of your atmosphere. The universe awaits your instruction every moment, standing ready to shape itself, according to your spoken word. The field of infinite supply, infinite health, infinite opportunity surrounds you always, yet it must take form according to your decree. Without the decree, it remains invisible potential. With the decree it becomes visible manifestation. The law is simple but exacting. What you decree is what you receive. The decree may be deliberate, spoken in prayer, affirmation, or conscious declaration, or it may be careless, uttered in complaint, fear, or self-pity. But either way, the universe does not question. It does not ask, "Did you mean that?" It does not wait for confirmation. It simply reflects. In this way you are constantly creating, whether you are aware of it or not. Awareness gives you power, for once you know the law, you can direct it. Without awareness, you may live as though at the mercy of conditions, not realizing those conditions were first decreed by you. To decree rightly is to speak as one with authority, not in doubt but in certainty. The decree must be spoken as if it is already so, for in truth, it already exists in the unseen. When you say, "I am prosperous," you are not lying. You are calling forth into visibility what is already present in spirit. When you say, "I walk in perfect health," you are not denying appearances. You are declaring the eternal truth of wholeness that lies beyond appearances. The decree is not about convincing the universe. It is about aligning yourself with the eternal pattern of abundance, health, and love that already exists. The moment the decree is spoken, the reflection begins to shift, for the mirror can only show what is placed before it. Many wonder why their decrees seem unanswered. The truth is that they have often contradicted their own words. They decree abundance in the morning, but in the afternoon complain of lack. They decree health in one moment but rehearse symptoms in the next. They decree love yet speak words of loneliness immediately after. The universe, impartial, reflects all of it, producing a life of mixed manifestations. To see the law work in power, the decree must be consistent, unwavering, spoken with faith, and left undisturbed. To decree once with conviction is more powerful than to decree 1,000 times with doubt. The law of decree and reflection is eternal, unchanging, impartial, and absolute. It cannot be broken, but it can be redirected. This is why even those who are unaware of spiritual truth still create their reality. They too are decreeing daily, though unconsciously. The gift of awareness is that you can now decree consciously, choosing words that build rather than destroy, words that lift rather than bind. You become the deliberate architect of your experience, knowing the universe will not question, only reflect. The decree is always a seed, and the reflection is always the harvest. To decree abundance is to plant the seed of prosperity, and the harvest may come through new work, unexpected income, or gifts. But it must come. To decree health is to plant the seed of wholeness, and the reflection may come as renewed energy, healing opportunities, or sudden relief, but it must come. To decree love is to plant the seed of companionship, and the reflection may appear as new relationships, reconciliation, or deeper bonds, but it must come. The harvest is determined by the seed, and the seed is the decree. When you stand before the mirror of the universe, remember it will never argue with you. If you say you are defeated, it will reflect defeat. If you say you are victorious, it will reflect victory. If you say you are unloved, it will reflect loneliness. If you say you are cherished, it will reflect love. The mirror has no preference. Its only law is reflection, and the reflection is always true to the decree. Fearful words create limitation, powerful words create abundance, for every syllable spoken carries with it the vibration of creation, shaping the unseen into the seen and molding the circumstances of life. Words are never empty. They are alive with the substance of spirit, and whether one realizes it or not, every utterance is a command that the universe must obey. When words are born from fear, worry, and doubt, they form chains that bind the speaker, drawing experiences that reflect those very emotions. Fearful words become barriers, shutting doors that were once open, clouding vision, and attracting exactly what is dreaded. To constantly declare, "I cannot afford this," or "nothing ever goes right for me," is to instruct the universe to keep abundance away, for it hears not desire but decree. To speak of sickness, poverty, loneliness, and defeat with conviction is to decree those conditions into reality, and the impartial universe mirrors them without hesitation. Yet, when words are charged with power, faith, and authority, they become keys that unlock the gates of abundance. To declare, "I am divinely provided for," is to summon provision from the unseen supply. To say, "I walk in perfect health," is to align with the eternal pattern of wholeness that has always existed. To affirm, "Love surrounds me wherever I go," is to invite into life the reflection of that truth. Powerful words are not merely affirmations repeated mechanically, but decrees spoken with inner conviction, rooted in the knowing that spirit always fulfills its promises. These words create expansion, open pathways, and summon opportunities, for they align the speaker with the flow of universal supply. Fearful words contract. Powerful words expand. Fear says, "I am limited," and the world shrinks around the speaker, offering fewer chances, fewer resources, fewer connections. Power says, "I am limitless," and the world stretches wide with possibilities, people appear to assist, doors open with ease, and solutions unfold effortlessly. Fearful words carry the vibration of lack, and lack multiplies under their influence. Powerful words carry the vibration of sufficiency and overflow, and abundance multiplies in their presence. The difference between a life of scarcity and a life of plenty often lies in the words repeated daily. For words carve the grooves of experience like a sculptor shapes clay. It is often the habit of people to speak carelessly, unaware that each word sound in the atmosphere finds its way back into their lives. They may jest about misfortune, they may complain idly of lack, or they may rehearse endlessly the language of sickness, thinking their words are harmless. Yet the universe does not distinguish between jokes, complaints, or prayers. It only hears the decree. What is spoken with emotion is planted deeply in the soil of spirit, and like every seed, it will sprout in time. Those who laugh about failure often find themselves repeating cycles of failure, not realizing their words were prophetic. Those who speak constantly of their ailments find ailments multiplying, For their decrees have given the body no command, but to mirror sickness. The law is impartial, and the harvest follows the seed without error. But equally true is the power of words of strength, gratitude, and joy. To speak of blessings is to call them forth, even if unseen in the moment. To declare health, abundance, and victory in the face of appearances is to override the visible with the invisible, to command the higher law to manifest. The one who continually speaks of success will find success meeting them, often in unexpected ways. The one who praises supply, even in the midst of apparent lack, will see doors of provision open, for gratitude and power spoken aloud multiply what is already present. The law responds swiftly to those who dare to speak powerful words, even when appearances suggest the opposite, for such words are rooted in faith, and faith is the energy that compels the universe to act. Fearful words often disguise themselves as caution or realism. People say, "I must be realistic. I cannot expect too much." Yet what they call realism is only fear clothed in reason. They declare limitation under the guise of wisdom, not realizing that their so-called realism is writing the script of their future. Powerful words, on the other hand, may sound bold, even unreasonable, to the cautious mind. Yet it is those very words that summon miracles. To say, "Everything I touch prospers," or "I am surrounded by divine favor," may seem extravagant to some, but to the one who speaks with conviction, these words become law, and life begins to reflect them with uncanny precision. The energy of words cannot be hidden. Fearful words carry heaviness, draining strength and dimming hope, while powerful words uplift not only the speaker, but all who hear them. To enter a room filled with fearful talk is to feel the atmosphere heavy, but to enter a room filled with words of power is to feel uplifted, inspired, and strengthened. Words do not vanish after they are spoken, they linger in the atmosphere, shaping environments, influencing moods, and continuing their creative work long after the sound has faded. This is why the careful soul fills their home, their work, and their relationships with powerful words, for they know the energy of those words will echo in every corner of their lives. There is no neutrality in speech. Every word is either creating limitation or creating expansion. Every phrase is either reinforcing fear or reinforcing faith. Every declaration is either closing doors or opening them. To remain silent is better than to speak fearful words, for silence holds no decree. But every word of fear carries a command. The wise learn to guard their tongue, refusing to utter the language of lack, sickness, or defeat, and choosing instead to speak only those words that build, uplift, and align with abundance. This discipline may seem small, but it is the key to transforming life itself, for when the habitual language shifts, the habitual experiences shift as well. The body too obeys the words spoken over it. To constantly declare weakness is to instruct the body to weaken. To speak of fatigue is to command the body to be tired. But to declare strength, health, and vitality is to send forth a decree that the cells and organs must obey. The body, like the universe, reflects the decree without question. The atmosphere of one's finances, relationships, and opportunities likewise bend to the words spoken over them. To say, "There is never enough," ensures lack. To say, "There is always more than enough," ensures overflow. To say, "No one supports me," ensures isolation. To say, "I am divinely supported in every way," ensures assistance. The decree is always fulfilled whether for lack or for plenty, for isolation or for companionship, for sickness or for health. The practice of replacing fearful words with powerful ones is the practice of transformation. It begins with awareness, catching the old habits of speech and turning them into declarations of strength. Where once one said, "I cannot," they now say, "I can and I will." Where once one said, "It never works," they now say, "Everything works in my favor." Where once one said, "I am afraid," they now say, "I am secure in divine protection." Over time, these powerful words build a new vibration, a new decree, a new reflection, until life itself reshapes into the abundance spoken all along. The three exact words unlock alignment with divine supply. For they are not ordinary words but sacred keys that open the invisible storehouse where all provision, health, love, and opportunities reside. The universe is already abundant, already overflowing, already complete, yet until the right decree is spoken, the treasures remain unseen, waiting for command. Words alone do not move the universe, but words filled with faith and spoken, as law become the channel through which infinite supply flows into visible form. These three exact words, when spoken with unwavering authority, draw the unseen into the seen, the spiritual into the material, the potential into reality. They are the decree of alignment, the signal that the speaker has stepped into agreement with divine order. And once that agreement is made, nothing can withhold what is already theirs by right of spirit. The mystery of these words is not in their sound, but in their vibration. They carry the frequency of certainty, and certainty is the language of divine law. Many speak words of hope, but hope leaves room for doubt. Many speak words of desire, but desire without faith is longing without substance. The three exact words are different, for they are clothed in the energy of completion. They do not ask, they declare. They do not beg, they command. They do not suggest, they affirm what already is. And in doing so, they align the speaker with the limitless flow of supply that has always been present, waiting only for permission to enter. To live outside of alignment is to struggle, to strain, to chase after supply as though it were scarce or distant. Yet the moment alignment is spoken into being, struggle ceases and flow begins. The one who speaks the three exact words enters into effortless manifestation. Where things once delayed move swiftly, where doors once closed swing open, where people once unavailable suddenly appear to assist. Supply is never missing, it is only withheld by misalignment. And alignment is restored the moment the decree is spoken with faith. These words may appear simple, yet their power lies in their resonance with universal law. The law of supply is constant, unfailing, and impartial. Just as gravity does not discriminate, divine supply does not choose one person over another. It is available to all, but it must be claimed. The claiming happens through decree, and decree happens through the spoken word. When the three exact words are spoken, the claiming is complete. The universe hears the command and responds instantly, though the manifestation may unfold in ways unseen until the appointed moment. The alignment unlocked by these words is not limited to money or material provision. It extends to every area of life. To speak them over the body is to unlock health. To speak them over relationships is to unlock love and harmony. To speak them over one's path is to unlock guidance, opportunities, and divine direction. These words are a universal key, fitting every lock, opening every door, dissolving every barrier. They carry within them the vibration of wholeness, and wholeness touches every corner of life. It is not the length of the decree that holds power, but the certainty with which it is spoken. Many believe they must labor in long prayers or repeated affirmations to summon supply. Yet one decree spoken once with faith is greater than 1,000 repetitions spoken in doubt. The three exact words hold all that is necessary, for they are already complete. They are the decree of alignment, and alignment contains the fulfillment. The one who speaks them does not need to explain, reason, or justify. They only need to declare and rest, knowing the universe has already begun its work. The discipline comes not in the speaking but in the standing. After the words are spoken, appearances may still seem unchanged. Old patterns may still whisper lack, fear, or doubt. Yet the one who truly aligns does not waver, for they know the decree is stronger than appearances. Appearances are shadows, temporary reflections of past decrees, while the new decree sets into motion a higher law that will soon dissolve the old. To waver is to cancel, but to remain steady is to allow the unseen to crystallize into form. The universe moves swiftly when the decree is not contradicted. The energy of these words is not passive but creative. They carry the vibration of command, and command draws order out of chaos. Where there is confusion, they bring clarity. Where there is disorder, they bring harmony. Where there is scarcity, they bring overflow. Each time they are spoken, the atmosphere shifts, aligning more closely with divine order. They can be spoken in the morning to set the tone of the day, spoken in moments of challenge to realign with truth, spoken in gratitude when blessings arrive to anchor them more firmly. Their power is not lessened by repetition, so long as repetition is clothed in faith and not fear. Those who speak these words faithfully begin to notice subtle shifts in their environment. Conversations change, opportunities arise, burdens lift, unexpected help arrives. What once felt difficult becomes simple. What once seemed delayed comes suddenly. What once appeared impossible becomes natural. The words do not create something new. They reveal what was always present, but hidden behind the veil of disbelief. The veil is torn the moment the decree is spoken with faith, and the supply flows freely. Fear resists alignment, but faith restores it. Fear says, "What if it does not work?" And such words hold the decree at a distance. Faith says the three exact words without hesitation, and the decree becomes law. Fearful words misalign the speaker, shutting off the flow, while powerful words restore alignment and open the channels. This is why the three exact words are so potent. They are the essence of powerful speech, condensed into a decree that immediately signals to the universe that alignment has been chosen. The supply unlocked is not always delivered in the way the mind expects. It may come through unexpected channels, through people you have never met, through opportunities that appear by chance, but are in truth divine orchestration. To insist on how the supply must arrive is to limit it, but to remain open is to allow the universe to choose the perfect path. The words do not need to dictate the form. They only need to unlock the flow. The form will reveal itself in time, always in the right way, always at the right moment, always in perfect alignment with divine order. The three exact words carry a power that grows stronger with practice. The more one speaks them with faith, the more natural alignment becomes, until it is no longer an effort but a way of life. Eventually, the decree is no longer needed constantly, for alignment becomes the permanent state of being. Supply flows freely without interruption, for the individual has become one with the law of abundance. Yet even then, the words remain a sacred key, ready to be spoken whenever the atmosphere wavers, ready to restore alignment instantly.